Have I said it? Chapter 9, Understanding, by Bubba John. There is only understanding. At the beginning and forever, only radical understanding is necessary and real. Only radical understanding avails. It is the viewpoint of reality itself. Where there is understanding in life, what is actually being known is consciousness, unqualified reality. Understanding is very reality, what is always already the case, clarifying itself, enforcing itself. Unqualified understanding is the enjoyment which is reality itself. Understanding is reality in its fullness. It is the perfection that is reality prior to intuition, symbol, and search. It is radical truth. Where there is understanding, there is reality. Where there is ignorance, reality is sought. Where there is conscious sacrifice, there is reality. Where is no understanding, there is the persistence of suffering. Understanding is present bliss, unqualified freedom and reality, consciousness itself, without motion or necessity. Understanding is the enjoyment of consciousness. Understanding is the principle and form of real consciousness. Understanding is real consciousness. Understanding is consciousness itself, which reality is your actual nature, now and now and now. Understanding is the unbroken act of conscious being. It is simply the unqualified state. Understanding is at once a state and an act. It is effective and always already free. It is intensive and also instant. The way is only radical understanding, which is free consciousness. Where there is understanding, there is no turning, and every action turns no way at all, for there is only radical consciousness itself. Radical consciousness behind it, turning no way, knowing only great bliss. Understanding is the simplest activity. Understanding is simple waking up. Understanding is only knowledge of the exact nature of experience in this instant. Understanding is the direct awareness of life moment to moment. Understanding is the ground of this moment, this event. Understanding is always instant. It is realized in this moment, and now in this moment, and now in this moment. It is initiated at the very beginning. It is not something towards which one's spiritual life is moving. It is the foundation principle of one's spiritual life. And it is continually reinitiated, reawakened. Understanding is a simplicity in consciousness, a presence you bring to all things. Understanding is simply to be present whatever arises. It is not the ground of the abandonment of what arises, but it is the ground of the creative use of what arises. Understanding is simply to be in that relationship, in relationship to what arises. It is to be in relationship actively, consciously, without implication. Understanding is to live as the heart or real action in the midst of forms, directly, consciously, in truth, as enjoyment, in the humour of reality. One who is thus present is the heart, and she or he knows it. Understanding is the action of the present heart, the living self, not any search for him. It is not a pursuit of the heart, but the very action of the heart. It is the natural exercise of the heart itself, our real state. It is the heart itself simply present in the instant of radical understanding. There is only the intuitive bliss of the true self or real God, where before there was the ego, the separate self-sense, and the urgency of narcissus. When attention is drawn to understanding, the whole movement of seeking comes to an end. The man only understands where he would otherwise seek. Understanding is entirely free of the consequences of every path. Understanding is the path of reality, prior to all the searches for the heart that are the actions of the great traditions. There is no need for ascent or descent in the name of truth. There is only present understanding. It is the mystery of joy that confounds all seekers and even the saints. When you see that you are always seeking, understanding is emerging. When you see the pattern of Narcissus as all your motives, all your acts, all your seeking, understanding is emerging. When you see you are always suffering, understanding is emerging. When you see that every moment is a process of dilemma in dilemma, understanding is emerging. When you see that every moment is a process of identification, differentiation and desire, understanding is emerging. When you see that every moment when you are at your best as well as when you are at your worst, you are only avoiding relationship, then you understand. When you see that which already is, apart from the avoidance of relationship, which already absorbs consciousness prior to the whole dilemma, motivation and activity of avoidance, then you have finally understood. When you have understood, when you have uncovered the sham of your reasonableness, then you stand already unreasonably happy. Only when you lose the support of your reasonableness can you be really happy. One who has understood in this fundamental way is happy while alive. Such is the power, the consciousness, the unreasonable happiness that is enjoyed in the case of one who understands. The power of the divine intensifies that understanding to the point of perfect disillusion in God. And there is no sudden terrifying event. It must take place while alive. The absolute, infinite, unqualified divine is the consciousness of one who understands. And he doesn't have to die in order to realize that. All of these worlds, all of these possible, apparently limited dimensions are forms of enjoyment for him in which the divine is still the condition. Those who know the divine in whatever world they appear are free, and that world becomes divine theatre for them. They don't always look to go to some other world. They live in God and play out the present events. Such is the habit of wise men. Wise men are fools, useless people, madmen, because they don't look for another place. They can throw this one away, and they are always throwing it away by living it with humour, the humour of the prior divine condition. Understand and enjoy of the instant of your being. Simply understand with intensity. Devote yourself to understanding in the midst of all experiences. Make understanding your radical approach to life. One must be willing to abandon everything for understanding. For one who has understood, there is no drama. Nothing is happening anymore. He has become an ordinary man. Understanding is not a different communication than the ordinary. There is only the ordinary. There is no special and exclusive communication that is truth. There is no exclusive state of truth, but there is the communication of the ordinary. All I have asked is that you understand. It is a simplicity signalled in many ways. Do not imagine it is more or less than my plain word the time you heard me and understood. Heartless one, Narcissus, friend, loved one, after all of this, why haven't you understood? The only thing you have not done is understand. You have seen everything, but you do not understand. Only those who understand experience the communication of reality. Those who understand are only present. They will abide now and now and now. Those who understand know only humour in the form of life. Those who understand are love. The man who understands, who is already free, is never touched by the divisions of the mind. And he alone is standing when all other beings and things have gone to rise or fall. Then a man finds only silence in his inner forms, but everywhere in all the worlds he sees the hearts stand out, aloud and bright. All of this is obvious to one who understands. There is only understanding. Da, da, da.